Hello my world people. In the previous video we have revealed about the real Lord Arutperunjothi. We too shared the information that Kali Yuga got ended by 19th century. Very importantly that Saint Guru Nanak and Vallalar has joined hands together to reveal the secrets which is hidden for almost 5000 years. So when coming to worship method, Saint Guru Nanak mainly sayings are the following: Guru Mantra Jap, Fakeguru, worshipping one God; Kirtan, singing or listening hymns of Gurbani; Path, listening Gurbani; helping the poor and feeding the needy. From the above points, it's very clear that Saint Guru Nanak says, thinking of the Almighty and chanting His name day and night with our heartly pure conscience is much more sufficient for enlightenment. Saint Guru Nanak doesn't ask his followers to practice any kind of yoga practices like kriyayoga, yoga, chakras rising and kundalini awakening. Similarly, Vallalar says the same. Vallalar asks us to pray to Almighty with pure heart for around 2.5 hours, which is called Orujama Neram daily, so that one can generate pure heat in our body, which will remove the illusion and it will make us to reach God and communicate with Him. In Guru Granth Sahib, Saint Guru Nanak was mentioning about a specific type of Siddhas who are very notorious and always conflict with each other and beg for money and miracles. Here on the page 489, line 12, Guru Nanak says, the Siddhas in Samadhi are continually in conflict. What can they see with their two eyes? And in the page 504, line 3, the Siddhas in Samadhi beg for wealth and miracles and proclaim his victory. Even Vallalar told Samadhi Padakam Padakamalla Sagaja Padakame Padakam, which means Samadhi practices are not a good practice. By going to Samadhi, you cannot reach the Almighty to get true enlightenment. When talking about Kali Yuga, Saint Guru Nanak says Atharva Veda become prominent. In page 470, line 7, in the dark age of Kali Yuga, the Atharva Veda became prominent. So, what's inside Atharva Veda is about medicine, tantra and practice of yoga. When talking about Kali Yuga, Vallalar says the following statement in 1873. There was one Siddha who made a Paspam, the medicine, within 2 days during the start of Kali Yuga and made his body to last for 5000 years. The Siddha is invisible to our eyes and he frequently changes his appearance using Tantra, which means the superpowers, and was ruling the planet Earth for 5000 years, and also other Siddhas called him as Kali Purusha. He states that by 19th century, Kali Purushan power comes to an end. He also says 432,000 years calculated for Kali Yuga was totally wrong. The span of Kali Yuga is just 5000 years. From the above statement, it's clear that particular Siddha Kali Purushan scholared in Atharva Veda, so he made his body to survive for 5000 years using medicine, tantra and yogic practices. Moreover, Guru Nanak says Siddhas in Samadhis are always in conflict and beg for money and miracles. The Kali Purushan is one among them. So, who is that Kali Purushan? Let's decode who is that Kali Purushan and what he is currently doing in this earth and how he is confusing the peoples and made to forget about the true God, the Arutperunjothi Andavar, the supreme pure grace and light. We can explore the identity of Kali Purushan based on the books that have emerged through the teachings of Mahaavatarbabaji, the autobiography of Yogi, the holy saints, the voice of Babaji, apprenticed to the Himalayan master Babaji and the 18 Siddhas. The Kali Purushan who was invisible for almost several thousands of years and controlling the earth. After many years, he has appeared in front of Lahiri Mahasaya in the year 1861, initiated Lahiri Mahasaya to the kriyayoga and started to spread his art. Lahiri Mahasaya was born on September 30, 1828 in the village of Gurni in Bengal, India. At the age of 33, while walking on one day in the Himalayan foothills near Ranikhet, he met his guru Mahaavatarbabaji. Paramahamsa Yogananda documented this in his book Autobiography of Yogi. Here is the source. In chapter 34, Materializing a Place in Himalayas, My first meeting with Babaji took place in my 33-year, Lahiri Mahasaya had said. In the autumn of 1861, I was stationed in Danapur as an accountant in the military engineering department of the government. One morning, the office manager summoned me. In chapter 33, Babaji, Yogi Christ of modern India, the northern Himalayan cracks near Badrinarayanan are still blessed by the living presence of Babaji, Guru of Lahiri Mahasaya. The secluded master has retained his physical form for centuries, perhaps for millenniums. From the above statement, it's clear that Babaji was alone and retained his physical body for several thousand years. The same vallalar mentioned when defining about Kali Purusha. Every one of us knows Mahaavatarbabaji was introduced in the book named Autobiography of Yogi. The world did not know who Babaji was until that book came out. In the year 1894, Mahaavatarbabaji appeared in front of Yukeshwar Giri, who was a disciple of Lahiri, and told him that he will send a disciple who is Paramahamsa Yogananda, who you need to initiate him into kriyayoga. He will play a significant role in spreading kriyayoga to America and Russian countries. Yukteswar documented this in his book The Holy Science. Babaji also said him to write about 4 types of yugam and santana dharma. A message of such a nature was I chosen to propagate when I paid a visit to the Kumbh Mela being held at Allahabad in January 1894. As I was walking along the bank of the Ganges, I was summoned by a man and was afterwards honored by an interview with a great holy person, Babaji, the Guru Deva of my own Guru, Lahiri Mahasaya of Banaras. The holy personage at the Kumbh Mela was thus my own Param Guruji Maharaj, though this was our first meeting. During my conversation with Babaji, we spoke of the particular class of men who now frequent these places of pilgrimage. I humbly suggested that there were men greater by far in intelligence than most of those then present. Men living in distant parts of the world, Europe and America, professing different creeds and ignorant of the real significance of the Kumbh Mela. There were men fit to hold communion with the spiritual devotees so far as intelligence is concerned. Yet such intellectual men in foreign lands were, alas, wedded in many cases to rank materialism. Some of them, though famous for their investigations in the realms of science and philosophy, do not recognize the essential unity in religion. The professed creeds serve as nearly insurmountable barriers that threaten to separate mankind forever. My Param Guruji Maharaj Babaji smiled and, honoring me with the title of Swami, imposed on me the task of his book. But in the year 1865, Vallalar established the principle called Suddha Sanmargam. He claimed that only Suddha Sanmargam leads to eternal life without death, which was revealed to him by Lord Arutperunjothi. He expressed his truth in his the holy book Thiruvarutpa through various verses. The primary practices of Suddha Sanmarga are to see all beings as equal to oneself, to contemplate on Lord Arutperunjothi, and to express unconditional love towards Lord Arutperunjothi. Through these practices, one can attain a life free from the cycle of birth and death, as stated by Vallalar. The few principles of Suddha Sanmargam includes: the God is one, He is in the form of pure grace and light. Don't eat animals as food, be a vegetarian. Show compassion towards all living beings. Don't do minor deity worship and do not perform any sacrifice of animals or living beings. Feed the hungry. Shun the religious, cult, sect, caste, clan, ethnic, racial, color, gender, language, national, etc. and many more. Lord Arutperunjothi has bestowed upon me the power of Shiva, Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra and Sadasiva to uplift the human race and guide them on the path of light, which means the Suddha Sanmarga. From the verses of Thiruvarutpa, it is evident that Lord Arutperunjothi has granted Vallalar the authority to govern the universe and propagate Suddha Sanmargam throughout the cosmos. When the world is undergoing transformation for Suddha Sanmargam as directed by Lord Arutperunjothi, why did the art of Kriya Yoga emerge in the realm of this earth by Mahaavatarbabaji in 1861? What happened to Paramahamsa Yogananda, Lahiri Mahasaya and Yukteswar Giri who practiced Kriya Yoga? They finally died in the state of Samadhi, taking their souls to astral galaxy, 4th dimension. place of angels and demons. They are currently living in astral galaxies. Yukteswar Giri has also spoken about this matter, explaining it to Paramahamsa Yogananda in the book Autobiography of Yogi. Here the source of Autobiography of Yogi. In chapter 43, the resurrection of Sri Yukteswar. Sri Yukteswar explained it is called Hiranyaloka or illumined astral planet. There I am aiding advanced beings to rid themselves of astral karma and thus attain liberation from astral rebirths. The dwellers on Hiranyaloka are highly developed spiritually. All of them had acquired in their last earth incarnation the meditation given power of consciously leaving their physical bodies at death. Vallalar states that immortality can only be attained while existing in the human body. It is through the grace of Lord Arutperunjothi that one can transform the human body into the pure wisdom light form, which is called Pranava body and the body of wisdom light. This is what Vallalar refers to as the complete state in the principle of Sutta Sanmargam. So then why should we practice Kriya and enter Samadhi and guide our souls out of the physical body to wander in astral galaxies? This is not the final stage of enlightenment, so why does Mahaavatarbabaji teach us kriyayoga practice? Paramahamsa Yogananda clearly knows that Mahaavatarbabaji is not a god. Babaji instructed Paramahamsa Yogananda to go to America to propagate Kriya Yoga in the year 1920. He mentioned that Jesus Christ had instructed him to disseminate the science of yoga to the people in America. Paramahamsa Yogananda would get into deep meditation seeking acceptance from God for the visit of America, but there would be no reply from God. Suddenly Mahaavatarbabaji looked like Lahiri Mahasaya would appear in front of Paramahamsa Yogananda and say that God has given him permission to go to America. One more point to be noted here is when stating about Kali Purusha and vallalar told Kali Purusha was keeping changing his appearance. Babaji also changed his appearance as Lahiri, and there are many references that Babaji was changing his physical appearance in the book Autobiography of Yogi. Here the source in the Autobiography of Yogi. In chapter 37, I go to America. One early morning I began to pray with an adamant determination to continue even to die praying until I heard the voice of God. I wanted his blessing and assurance that I would not lose myself in the fogs of modern utilitarianism. My heart was set to go to America, but even more strongly was it resolved to hear the solace of divine permission. I prayed and prayed, muffling my sobs. No answer came. At noon I reached a zenith. My head was reeling under the pressure of my agonies. I felt that I cried once more, increasing the depth of my inner passion. My brain would split. At that moment there came a knock on the door of my Garpa road home. Answering the summons, I beheld a young man in the scanty garb of a renunciant. He enters the house. He must be Babaji, I thought, dazed because the man before me had the features of young Lahiri Mahasaya. He answered my thought, yes, I am Babaji. He spoke melodiously in Hindi. Our Heavenly Father has heard your prayer. He commands me to tell you, follow the behest of your Guru and go to America. Fear not, you shall be protected. After a vibrant pause, Babaji addressed me again. You are the one I have chosen to spread the message of Kriya Yoga in the West. Long ago I met you, Guru Yukteswar, at a Kumbh Mela. I told him, then I would send you him for training. If we analyze the above statement, it becomes clear that God doesn't grant permission for Paramahamsa Yogananda for the visit of America and preach Kriya Yoga. However, it is Mahaavatarbabaji who falsely claims that God has given permission and instructs Paramahamsa Yogananda to go to America and propagate Kriya Yoga. You may ask me how you are claiming Mahaavatarbabaji has lied. It's very simple. In the year 1865, Lord Arutperunjothi, the Supreme Grace Light, informed Vallalar to establish Sutta Sanmargam for spreading universal brotherhood, enlighten us and make us physically immortal. If that is the scenario, then what is the need that Lord again want to spread Kriya Yoga in 1920? So it's very clear that Babaji has lied to Yogananda. This is what Saint Guru Nanak describes about Kali Yuga. The falsehood was prominent in Kali Yuga. In the page 470, line 3, In the Iron Age of Kali Yuga, fire is the chariot and falsehood the charioteer. In the year 1873, Vallalar told that people in Russia and America will come to India to preach Suddha Sanmargam.
He's enlightened master. He was telling me 10 years back, and we started to read his poems, his teachings, and he get knowledge from them, he get wisdom from them, and we get a lot of inspiration from this.
For me, Ramalinga is my spiritual teacher.
Why he told this that people over Tamil Nadu was not listening to Vallalar's newly established Suddha Sanmargam principle. During those days, people are stuck with Vedas, Puranas, caste, creed and religious. But now the things are different and many people started to follow Suddha Sanmargam. Here another source. Vallalar's final days, Vallalar student statement 1873. You do not listen to me, you do not follow the principles of the teachings, you seems to be determined not to convinced by me. Yet the time is not far off when persons from Russia, America and other foreign lands will come to India and preach to you the same doctrine of universal brotherhood. Then only you know and appreciate the grand truths that I am now vainly trying to make you accept. You will soon find the brothers who live in the far north will work a great many wonders in India and thus confer incalculable benefits upon this our country. But in the year 1894, Mahaavatarbabaji told Yukteswar Giri, kriyayoga should be initiated for the people in America and Europe. In the future, I will send a student Paramahamsa Yogananda to you. In the page number 101, you, Swamiji, have a part to play in the coming harmonious exchange between Orient and Occident. Some years hence I shall send you a disciple Paramahamsa Yogananda, whom you can train for yoga dissemination in the West. The vibrations thereof many spiritually seeking souls come flood like to me. I perceive potential saints in America and Europe waiting to be awakened. By Vallalar's statement, it is very clear that Lord Arutperunjothi, the Supreme Grace Light, wished to transform humanity by establishing a Suddha Sanmargam principle in planet Earth. If this is Lord Arutperunjothi's Supreme Grace Light's wish, then why does Mahaavatarbabaji want to spread kriyayoga by sending Yogananda to America and European countries? Another point to be noted is the Holy Science book which was written in 1874. When mentioning about Yuga, Yukteswar Giri mentioned current year 1874 is Dwarpa Yuga. Yukteswar Giri says Kali Yuga is already ended and where current Yuga is Dwarpa Yuga. In the page number 20, now in this 194th year of Dwarpa Yuga, the dark age of Kali having long since passed, the world is reaching out for spiritual knowledge and men require loving help one from the other. The publishing of this book, requested from me by my holy Paramaguru Mahaavatarbabaji, will I hope be of spiritual service. Why Yukteswar want to say lies false information about Yuga? It is just to confuse the people. This what Saint Guru Nanak describes about Kali Yuga, that falsehood was prominent in Kali Yuga. In the page 470 line 3, in the Iron Age of Kali Yuga, the fire is the chariot and the falsehood the charioteer. Everyone knows Babaji was a yogi who has preaching Kriya Yoga. According to Saint Guru Nanak, Yoga, Atharva Veda, was main art in Kali Yuga. From this statement, it's very clear that Mahaavatarbabaji is the Kali Purusha, which means the ruler of Kali Yuga. Page 480, line 7. In the dark age of Kali Yuga, the Atharva Veda became prominent. Okay, my people, let's stop here. In the next video, we will decode about the higher souls supporting Babaji, hiding the secrets of Lord Arutperunjothi and delaying the spreadings of Suddha Sanmargam principle.